Peace, family. Today we're going to talk about Africa, AI, and economics. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to show you guys a discussion that I just took part in on Reddit. Now, for those who don't know what Reddit is, it's just this website where people can have all sorts of conversations. This guy comes on, seems like an American, honestly. I'm in this Africa Voice subreddit. Now, I don't usually come on Reddit like that, but if you want to message me, you can message me, only ABS. But this guy comes on and he's just complaining, hey, look, guys, it's 2024. Let's get on the AI train. And I'm not saying I disagree with him. But this is why we have to have a serious conversation about economics as a people. So he says, look, what's wrong with us? AI technology is the cure, okay? Since the release of ChatGPT 3.5 to the public in early 2023, the world of AI has taken off, and it seems like new novel AI tech is being developed every week nowadays, okay? AI is cool, okay, guys? AI is cool. Machine learning AI tech has enabled Tesla to release close to full self-driving cars for public use. Users are leveraging large language models, LLMs, like ChatGPT, Gemini, and others to create new apps, websites, learning tools, and new kinds of drugs. Sora is soon to be released. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, with an employee count of approximately 2,000, is valued at over $80 billion. Okay? Now remember this too. When we talk about economics, they have 2,000 employees. Now you got to ask yourself, how many employees do you have? Just remember that. So experts predict that AI tech will reach AGI, artificial general intelligence, later on this year or next year. At this point, AI will become as smart as humans at most tasks, with this being a huge milestone, bringing in one step closer to ASI, artificial superhuman intelligence, okay? So, again, it's exciting, okay? It's exciting. I don't know how I can stress it anymore, but this is serious business, and this is new AI arms race that's going on around the world. Will shape it for generations to come. Right now, AI presents Africa with a once-in-a-lifetime chance to transform the culture and leapfrog centuries ahead in terms of development. Here are just a few examples illustrating how. Now, again, no one's disputing that AI isn't useful, okay? No one's disputing that. The only question is, okay, but let's keep going. It says LLMs, like an African GPT, can serve as a repository of African history, language, and data. Now, again, I want you guys to remember economics. Now, when you talk about the utility of ChatGPT, the utility of Sora, and why it's valued at $80 billion, right? It's not because it could be a repository of African history, language, and data. Okay? Just an FYI. Okay? This right here is going to make you a consumer instead of a producer, which is okay. Again, AI is good. It's just you just have to remember this when you're thinking about what you're thinking about. So it's AI integrated classrooms and schools can provide Africans in rural and impoverished urban areas a chance to receive an education and training that they never dreamed of. And you have to ask yourself, where is this person from? Where's this person from? But we'll continue. And this is one of those things where, there's this make sure you guys check out Bit of Medicine podcast, Shoot the Breeze, especially, right? Where this brother Buana, he would tell us, hey, look, we don't need the paternalism. He would say from the Democrats, but pretty much, generally speaking, nobody wants paternalism. Nobody wants somebody who could tell you everything, like how they say those who can't do teach. No one wants a teacher. They want doers. So when you ask somebody who's teaching, it's important to ask them what they're doing. And again, this goes back to Carter G. Woodson. Okay, Carter G. Woodson told us if somebody keeps telling you, if somebody keeps trying to teach you, ask them, hey, what are you doing? But let's keep going. Africa's abundance of youth have the malleability and numbers that generated an AI and broader economic boom with the right assistance. So, the abundance of youth. Okay, all right. AI can assist communities with governance. Now, what is he fucking talking about? What? All right. AI can assist communities with governance and capacity building at the local level. Now there's some things that governance, like if you say counting votes, I guess, right? But anyway, AI tech can be deployed in respect to resource management and farming and natural disaster management. Now again, you have to ask yourself, did this person like have they been to Africa? Like at this point, like have you been around anybody that you're trying to help? Because one of the principles in African leadership is that you at least walk among the people you're alleging to lead. Okay? What's one of the principles? But we're going to continue. As the use cases are truly endless. With this being said, I can't help but notice that many of us as blacks and Africans are again asleep at the wheel when it comes to this field. I searched the keyword AI in this subreddit and only 15 posts came back in an all-time search result, 3 of them being mine, right? I searched the term in the African subreddit and also came across relatively few posts. One post titled AI in Africa garnered about 7 comments, none of which spoke about the opportunities such tech presents Africa and how we can use it to better our situation. Most of them just consisted of other users picking flaws in the original posts, pure toxicity. And again, you're going to notice, the thing I noticed, I'm just going to guess he's American. And why I'm guessing is because his name is For POTUS, which means for President of the United States. I'm guessing. Okay? The thing you're going to notice about Americans, I noticed this, very, very toxic. And they kind of see toxicity where there's no toxicity. Okay, they kind of see toxicity, because it's like, when you're toxic, you see toxicity. You know, even when there's no toxicity. It's kind of like if you're radioactive, right? You're radioactive and you have like a Geiger counter, you know, everywhere you go is going to be radioactive. Right? You know, you're going to be like, man, this room is radioactive. I'm picking up some radioactivity over here. And it's like, yeah, it's you. It's you. You know, but you know, this is something I know as Americans. But anyway. So he says, look, I searched the same term on the South Africa subreddit. And mind you guys, South Africa's in Africa. So it's kind of weird that he's, you know, whatever. But he says, I searched the same term on the South Africa subreddit, and the results are like night and day. The search results are full of people experimenting with different use cases. One of them even asked AI to suggest 20 ways that South Africa can solve its load shedding crisis. The comment section is packed with in-depth discussion. Now ask yourself, who do you think are more likely to win with AI and thrive more in a future dominated with it? By it, the South Africa sub-members or the Africa sub-members? Now again, what is he fucking talking about? They're both like what? Anyway, if it begin, and this sounds like a person who's never been to Africa, and this is why I keep telling you guys: repatriate. At least go. If you want to talk about Africa all day, at least go to Africa. At least see it for your damn self. And because this whole this whole broad stroke, you know, I'm gonna look at it as one big, like just one economy, like one economic, like it just doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. And I'm going to correlate this with a dilemma I'm having right now. Okay? But anyway, it goes like this. Is it beginning to dawn on you yet how much certain aspects of our culture and mindset end up making things so much harder for us as a collective? Now again, he's blaming our culture and mindset because we're not whoop-de-doo about AI, but watch my line of questioning. Really, again, one of the things, the Americans, and not just Americans, but let's just say, a lot of the Americans are not just toxic, but self-hating. Like, self-hatred is insane over here. So, over there. So he says, I spoke with a Muslim of Pakistani heritage. Now again, how do you know a Muslim of Pakistani heritage? The other day, who told me about how Arab nations are going all in on AI, as they should, okay? He said that their reasons for taking it so seriously revolve around how when Arabs became less secularist, that's more religious, and more closed off from the rest of the world towards the end of the 15th century, Western nations were able to race ahead of them and eventually dominate and colonize them. Now again, it's a very good lesson, so I don't blame him for taking this up. And I could see where he gets his thing from, but again, you know, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to go where you've never been before, and you have to look at things on a local level. Either way, he says they're not taking any second chances, but what about us? What are we doing about AI? So I said, look, I'm just going to be realistic with you. Because he says, I think somewhere, maybe it was another comment, but I don't want to dig around the comments, where he says, hey, look, you can access AI on your phone and your computer, right? Maybe he said it over above. I guess he didn't. I hope you guys can't hear that motherfucker in the background, but if you can, it's whatever. But what I'm saying is this. Who has computers in Africa? What are you talking about? No, I'm like, yo, who has computers in Africa? What are you talking about? Again, what country are you in? From what I've seen, computers are uncommon. And this is a really important thing to recognize when you start talking about the continent on a large scale. When you say, hey, look, why don't you guys just use your supercomputer? You know, it's like, okay, well, we don't have a supercomputer, you know? Or why don't you guys, get into mech fighting? It's a big industry and it's coming up, you know? It's like, yeah, okay, we don't have mechs. You know, like we just don't have you need a certain level of infrastructure for what you're trying to do. All the time. You always need a certain level of infrastructure. Like right now, while I'm talking about this, I'm thinking, oh man, you know what? My power might just go out. Like my power might just go out. And you're dealing with a situation where, even if you were to say this, for instance, you say, hey man, ChatGPT, I want to ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't know every fucking village in Africa. Like, do you know that? It doesn't know every fucking village in Africa. It doesn't know your street location. It hasn't been updated since 2013. Like my house is, anyway, let me not even say. So look. Says quite a few young people in the cities have laptops. Also, lots more people are getting smartphones nowadays. You can download the ChatGPT app on your phone right now, smartphone now. And I'm like, okay, look, everybody, look, I like ChatGPT. It helps me write my latest book. Hopefully you guys go check it out. It helped me write my latest book. And I think it's a very useful app, absolutely. But it's useful for me because I'm a fucking writer and a programmer. And I use the computer regularly for my daily bread, or better yet, I use the computer creatively for just a little bit of extra change. Honestly, I don't need to depend on the computer for my living. A lot of people are not living with the sort of comfort that you think, that you think downloading ChatGPT will give them. A lot of people are not in the sort of in economic infrastructure that ChatGPT will really improve their lives in one way or another. Now, you could say, hey, look, it could help them with advertising their businesses. Yeah, sure. If they had businesses, or if their businesses were advertisable. Okay? Like, for instance, if you're selling commodities, advertising isn't really the MO. But when you sell commodities, people just buy them because they're commodities. They buy them because they're cheap and they're convenient to buy from you. If you have a vegetable stand, ChatGPT can't help you with that. Now, ChatGPT could probably give you some generic economic advice, sure. Be like, hey man, pick the best location and pick the best fruits and pick the best. Yeah, okay, sure. But that. Look, it's possible you don't know that. That's fine. But that's it. That's the full extent of your use of ChatGPT. How do I sell these apples? Well, you have a cart? Yeah, I have a cart. And are you buying as much apples as you need to sell? Sometimes I'm not. Okay, well that's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Are you buying the freshest apples? Nope, they just give me a bundle of apples. I pay $2 for the bundle of apples and I sell them for $3, hopefully. Okay. Keep at it. Yep. That's it. So I said, look, and so I asked the guy, I said, and you expect them to do what with ChatGPT? You can't seem to answer what African country you're in. What have you made with AI? What have you done for African people with AI? And that's the big question. This is the question. Again, I told this dude, he needs to listen to, I told him he needs to listen to that Boondocks episode. Brother Bakari, make sure you guys check out Brother Bakari too. But, everybody on Canadian radio. But, Brother Bakari sent me that video of Boondocks where he says Negroes love, where Dr. King is being impersonated. And Dr. King is like, Negroes love to complain and hate to explain. So I said, look, what do you expect them to do with ChatGPT? What do you expect people to do with ChatGPT? You can't seem to answer what African country you're in. Because it sounds like he's American. Let's just face it. And he says, and I said, what have you made with AI? Because you're teaching us, hey man, why don't you guys use AI? You guys use AI. Because some people are making stuff with AI. You know, somebody could write books with AI. You know, that's what when I was here, I told people, hey man, look, download ChatGPT, write a book, use it to help me write a book, use it to translate for you. You know, I don't know the legality of it, but I know that I told people to do it. You know, and some people are like, yeah, I'll get on that, and some people did it. It is what it is. So I said, what have you done for African people with AI? That's a big question. And he says, oh well, this is all Africans do. And again, this is the self-hatred that I'm talking about. Because what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So he goes, this is all Africans do. Criticize and pick at anyone daring to think outside the box. How are you thinking outside the box? Everybody knows AI is good. It's just, what are you doing with it? That's all I'm asking you. Because, like, I wrote a book with AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote a book with AI. I used, I got maybe 2 books on the market with AI art. You know what I'm saying? I got a subscription to Mid-Journey. I meant to cancel it, but I still have it. Right? So I'm just asking you, what have you done? And he's all, you're picking anyone who dare to think outside the box. Crabs in a bucket thinking takes over again. Don't know what he's talking about. But this is the trouble with us as a people. Honestly, now I'm sounding like him, obviously, but and again, I'm technically African American myself. But this is where it comes in, where instead of saying, hey, let me prove myself, and this is like I had the same issue when I was younger too. Like I wanted people to do the work for me. I wanted people to do the work for me, and then I could say, look, I thought of a good idea. No. If you think of a good idea, that's fine. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. So he says, crabs in a bucket thinking takes over again. This is why none of us as Africans and blacks ever have real discussions with each other. Like, what's he fucking talking? Now again, remember what I asked? All I asked him was, what are you fucking doing? And this is what Carter G. Woodson told us to ask. But, it is what it is. Let's go. Real discussion with each other. Anyone who dares to push for more by making suggestions or putting forth new ideas is just shouted out and moaned at. Nobody's shouting. Nobody's moaning. Right? We're just asking you, okay, what have you done? Constantly asked, what have you done? Doesn't everyone start from beginning at one point? Yeah, we do. But you put your fucking money where your mouth is. And you travel the fucking world and you see where you could be helpful, where you could be useful. That's what I was telling the sister the other day. I said, look, main ideas you have to focus on. This is why I told you guys to go get that book. Focus on being helpful. Focus on being useful. Not say, hey, I found something that might be useful for us. No. How are you fucking useful? Does everyone start from the beginning at one point? Doesn't everyone start at the beginning from one point? So you haven't done anything. Gotcha. So I can't talk or ponder anything that I don't have extensive experience in? Okay. We literally can't innovate with that kind of mindset. You're not going to innovate. That's the thing. You're not going to innovate until somebody challenges you to get the fuck up and innovate. And this is what I'm doing. This is I told you guys, go read my book. My book is all about telling you get the fuck up and innovate. Change your mindset from somebody else saving you to saving your damn self. Okay, to saving others. Change your mindset from being helpless to being helpful. See, this whole thing right here is helplessness. This is an example of a cultured environment that we're expecting young African minds to thrive in. No, we're not expecting you to thrive in the place where you just say, hey, I'm so helpless that when you ask me a damn question, all I can answer with you is, oh my gosh, we were fucking crabs in a barrel. No, I asked you a damn question. Prove, like, how is your idea so good? Show us. Okay? Because we have real problems in the real world. We're not sitting around on the white man's lap waiting for him to spoon feed us whatever it is that we need. What was his name? Kelly Miller said Negroes always beg for what they want. No. Negroes beg for what they want, No. Negroes pay for what they want and beg for what they need from the white man. Pay for what they want and beg for what they need from the white man. He's not talking about every black person on the planet, but it is what it is. He's talking about some of you. He's talking about some of you guys who think, "Oh my gosh, how are we going to thrive in this kind of environment?" If you can't do what you're asking other people with less resources to do, then shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So look, I told the guy, I said, look, this is my life, and he didn't respond to this, so that's why I'm, whatever. I said, I asked you a straightforward question, and you answered with generic complaints, classic self-hatred, and an inability to stand by your own convictions. This is the issue with ignorant people. Do yourself a favor and revisit the Dr. King speech in the Boondocks. That's it. But I wanted people to see this because, there's a lot of conversation going on around the world. And at some point, the reality is this: you can have informed conversations or you can have uninformed conversations. And a lot of our people are going to have uninformed conversations ad nauseum. Okay? You need to go out and get yourself some information. Right? Now, I could tell you guys there is this black organization. Let me see if I could look it up really quickly. I'm not going to look it up on my computer because I don't like just clicking on random websites while I'm on a computer. You never know what shows up. But I think it's AI for Good. Check out AI for Good. That is African-centered AI, organization. Or matter of fact, it's just an organization. It might not even be African-centered, but there's a African wing to it. So make sure you guys check that out. But beyond that, when we talk about Africa, look, listen to me. Go. Be there. Live there. Experience it. And when we talk about economics, the third part of it, like I'm going to tell you guys this. I have this opportunity. There's this cheap little frame next to me, okay? Frame is like a storefront. Cheap frame, okay? We're talking $40 a month cheap, okay? I could technically buy that. I mean, obviously I could buy that, right? But I can buy that. Now, what can I do inside of a poor area with that? Now, I could think to myself, hey, I could make a journalist, hut, whatever, right? We go there, record the news, and whatever, right? Studio. I could make a video game studio, and blah 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 blah. I could make a massage parlor. Now, not really, but you know what I'm saying, right? I could make and of course I can't make a massage parlor, but I can make all sorts of stuff. But the reality is this: when you could think of a million things to do with a space, right? And if you're really far from the situation, you could think of things that cannot work. Okay, like for instance, you can't like let's say if you say you want to sell water and candy and juice. Across the street, they're selling water, candy, and juice. And you won't know that until you visit, right? But the point is this. When you go there, you could finally say to yourself, you know what? Maybe I could open up a restaurant. Maybe I could open up... you have to get practical. You have to get realistic. And that's what's missing from a lot of our people. We don't, so maybe I missed out some part of the conversation. We don't engage in the realism, right? So yeah, here's what I said. I think I said right here. I said, what country are you in? AI is great, but you have to be realistic too. Who are you expecting to take an interest? Also, last I checked, South Africa's in Africa, so it's not clear why you think going to one subreddit versus another is a dunk on Africa. And he says, what do I have to be realistic about regarding AI in Africa? There's nothing stopping a lot of Africans from accessing ChatGPT on their computers or phones right now. And it's just one AI tool. Stop making excuses for Africans, right? And again, this is the mentality that people have. This is the mentality that people have where it's like, we're going to talk bad about African people. We're going to blame them for their failures. Instead of saying to ourselves, hey, look, I'm a fucking grown-ass man. I'm a grown damn man. What can I do to help? How can I help? Koku can remind you that, we said that a long time ago, right? How can I help? That's what it always comes back to. Now, you said, man, ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT is not building no damn fucking economy for nobody for no poor area where guess what? Even though that frame is stupid cheap for me, it's stupid expensive for other people. Okay? Because you have to pay 6 months, 7 months in advance. A lot of people can't afford that. Okay? And of course, if I build a bakery, what do I need to get? An oven? How much is that going to cost me? What do I need to get? A display case? How much is that going to cost me? There's a lot that comes into building an economy, and you're just not going to get that. You're just not going to get that without really putting your observational skills to use. Your observational skills, and you can't just say blah blah blah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. Hopefully that was amenable. I do want to remind you guys, if you like any of this sort of conversation, make sure you check out the Uangalifu. We haven't really been check out Uangalifu. Okay, not too much discussion online about Uangalifu as yet. So, I'm hoping that can generate a little bit better. But beyond that, asante for your time. Sheme Hotep, Anku Johnson, Neb, Amen, Ma'ai, Dua, Netre.